My name is Ethan Vance, and for most of my adult life, I drifted. Not in a lost, aimless way, but in a quiet, agreeable current that seemed to lead me wherever the path of least resistance lay. I was 29, a senior analyst at Nexus Core Solutions, a tech firm nestled in the bustling heart of Emberwood City. My work involved dissecting complex digital systems, fortifying them against unseen threats, a role that demanded precision, logic, and a certain detached objectivity. Yet, outside the sterile glow of my office, my personal life often lacked those very qualities. I'd been with Amelia for nearly 2 years. Our apartment, a sleek, minimalist space with panoramic views of Emberwood's shimmering skyline, was a testament to our shared aesthetic. She was a gifted architect, her designs gracing the covers of local magazines, her mind a whirlwind of creative energy. I admired her drive, her passion, and the way she could transform a blank canvas into something breathtaking. We'd moved in together a little over 6 months ago, blending our lives into a comfortable, if somewhat predictable, routine. I had my custom-built workstation for serious coding and my personal Chronomark 7 laptop, a sleek, powerful machine that held my digital life, tax records, investment portfolio details, backups of my creative writing projects, and a decade's worth of photographs and videos, irreplaceable fragments of my past. The text arrived on a crisp Wednesday afternoon, slicing through the quiet hum of my client meeting. My phone vibrated discreetly on the conference table. Amelia's name flashed across the screen. I assumed it was about dinner plans or a shared joke. The message, however, punched me square in the gut. Ethan, don't panic. I lost your laptop. My old colleague, Alex, borrowed it for a design pitch, and now he can't find it. I stared at the words, the professional jargon of the meeting blurring into an indistinct murmur. Alex. Amelia had mentioned him before. A talented designer, a former mentor, someone she occasionally collaborated with. They'd worked closely for years before I entered the picture, and she always spoke of him with a casual fondness that I never questioned. I trusted her implicitly. But now, Alex had my laptop. Or had it. The past tense hung heavy in the air. My immediate response was a text, blunt and to the point. Why did Alex have my laptop? Her reply was swift, almost frantic. He needed one for a presentation. My tablet was acting up, and you weren't home. I'm really, really sorry, Ethan. When did you give it to him? I typed, a cold knot forming in my stomach. Like 6 days ago. He said he'd return it Sunday, but now he's saying he can't find it. I'm so sorry, babe. 6 days. 6 days she had kept this from me, only revealing it when the situation had clearly spiraled beyond her control. My personal laptop, given to an old colleague without a word. My response was a single, curt sentence. No problem. I'll handle it. The rest of the meeting passed in a blur. I excused myself early, the need for answers a burning ember in my chest. Amelia wasn't home when I arrived. She had a client presentation across town and wouldn't be back until late. The apartment felt vast and silent, amplifying the discordant symphony of my thoughts. I made a cup of Earl Grey, the fragrant steam doing little to calm my frayed nerves, and settled at the kitchen island, staring at my phone. The questions piled up, each one heavier than the last. Why had she given my laptop away without asking? We shared a life, a home. A quick call, a text, even a sticky note, any of these would have sufficed. And 6 days? 6 days passed, including a weekend where I'd been home, working on my desktop in the spare room, while she watched a documentary in the living area. She could have easily mentioned it. Then there was Sunday, the supposed return date. 2 more days of silence, until Tuesday afternoon, when she finally revealed the truth, almost as an afterthought. It wasn't just the laptop. It was the chilling realization that Amelia had been so comfortable with this deception, so willing to risk my personal information, my memories, for someone else. I opened my device tracking application, Sentinel Secure, a program I'd installed on all my devices years ago as a professional reflex. The dashboard glowed with data. The last ping was Sunday evening, 7:12 p.m., at an address I didn't recognize. A residential area, a quaint part of Emberwood known as Willow Creek, about 15 minutes from our apartment. I meticulously screenshotted everything, saved the coordinates, and pulled up Emberwood maps. Street view revealed a charming, albeit slightly run-down, Bungalow not the kind of place you'd associate with someone needing to borrow high-end tech for a professional pitch. My first call was to Liam, an old university friend now working as a detective with the Emberwood Police Department. He wasn't on the general patrol, but he knew the system inside out. Liam, I need some guidance. My laptop's been misplaced, let's say, by someone who borrowed it and is now claiming it's gone missing. What are my options? Do you have proof of ownership? Serial number, receipts? Absolutely. Plus, tracking software with the last known location. All right. First step, file a police report. If it's valued over a certain amount, it's considered grand theft in this jurisdiction, especially if there's refusal to return it. Do you have any communication showing you asked for it back? Working on that now. Get it in writing, Ethan. Text them, clearly state you want it back. If they refuse or ignore you, file that report. Bring all your proof. We'll take it from there. And if you have tracking data, that's golden. Makes our job a lot easier. I thanked him and ended the call. Then, I found Alex's number in Amelia's phone. I'd seen it months ago when she'd left her phone unlocked on the counter. A contact with a distinctive profile picture, saved without much thought. Now, I was grateful for that small oversight. My text to Alex was concise. Alex, this is Ethan, Amelia's partner. She mentioned you borrowed my laptop last week. I need it back by tomorrow. Can you drop it off, or should I arrange pickup? No response. I waited 3 agonizing hours, checking my phone with a regularity that bordered on obsessive. Amelia arrived home around 6:30 p.m., her usually vibrant energy dimmed. She immediately launched into apologies, explaining that Alex was frantically searching, that maybe he left it at his office or at a friend's place. Her voice was a nervous flutter, her eyes darting everywhere but mine. Why didn't you ask me before giving it to him, Amelia? The question felt like a stone in my throat. She wrung her hands. You weren't home, and he really needed it. I honestly didn't think it would be a big deal. It's my laptop, Amelia. My personal files, my work, my memories are on there. I know. I'm so sorry. I'll pay for a new one if he can't find it. I promise. I'll give you the funds this week. It's not about the money. My voice was flat, devoid of emotion. She fell silent. We ate dinner reheated leftovers in a quiet that was far from comfortable. I kept glancing at my phone, hoping for a reply from Alex. Nothing. Amelia kept stealing glances at me, her lips parting as if to speak, then closing again. The air between us was thick with unspoken tension. Wednesday morning, still no word from Alex. At 9 a.m., the moment I arrived at my office, I sent another text. Alex, I need a response. Do you have my laptop or not? 2 hours later, a reply finally pinged. Don't have it, man. I told Amelia already. Think I left it somewhere. Still looking. Where did you last have it? I pressed. Silence. I waited until 5 p.m. Nothing. On Thursday morning, during my lunch break, I found myself walking into the Emberwood Police Precinct. I had everything. The original purchase receipt for my Chronomark 7 from 2 years ago, a photograph of the serial number I'd meticulously kept in my digital archives, screenshots of the Sentinel secure tracking data, and the curt, unhelpful text exchange with Alex. I filed a report for the theft of property valued over $1,000. The officer who took my report, a calm, efficient woman named Detective Reyes, typed diligently on her computer, asking detailed questions about every facet of the situation. Just so you're aware, she stated, her gaze direct. If the value exceeds $950 and there's a clear refusal to return it, that's considered grand theft. A felony charge here. We'll send an officer to his address to retrieve it or issue a citation. It might take a few days to process, but someone will follow up. Understood. I replied, my voice steady. I just want my property back. We'll do our best. Keep your phone accessible in case we need more information. I didn't tell Amelia I'd filed the report. Throughout the week, her apologies were a constant refrain, each more desperate than the last. She insisted Alex was working on it, that maybe he'd find it this weekend, or perhaps it was mistakenly taken from a cafe. Her explanations grew increasingly elaborate, almost fantastical. I just nodded, muttered, okay, and feigned belief. Update 1, Saturday afternoon. I was navigating the bustling aisles of Harvest Market, comparing organic kale prices, when my phone rang. An unfamiliar number. Is this Ethan Vance? A crisp voice inquired. Yes, it is. Hi, this is Detective Reyes with Emberwood PD. Quick update on your case. We went to Alex Thorne's address regarding your stolen property report. He wasn't home, but we left a notice. We also ran his record through the system. He has an outstanding warrant from 3 years ago, failure to appear on a previous fraud charge that was never resolved. We're coordinating with county to bring him in. Just wanted to keep you informed. I stood there, a bag of crisp green apples slipping from my grasp. A previous fraud charge. Yes, embezzlement from a design firm. He skipped his court date back in 2021. It's been inactive, but now that we've made contact through your case, it's active again. He'll need to turn himself in, or we'll pick him up the next time we encounter him. This is separate from your case, but we thought you'd want to know the kind of person you're dealing with. We'll continue trying to recover your laptop. Thank you, Detective. I appreciate the update. I hung up, the cacophony of the grocery store fading into a distant hum. Amelia's talented designer colleague, Alex, had a criminal record and an active warrant, reactivated because the police were looking for him about my laptop. I finished my shopping in a daze, drove home, and mechanically put away the groceries. Amelia arrived an hour later. Her face was flushed, her phone clutched in her hand. She looked utterly distraught. Alex just called me, freaking out. He said the police came to his apartment about your laptop. Did you call the cops? I filed a report, Amelia. It's stolen property. Are you serious? He's looking for it. You didn't need to do that. This is insane. He's had it for over a week. He won't respond to my texts properly. What did you expect me to do? My voice was calm, too calm. He's going to be in serious trouble now because of this. Good, I stated, the single word hanging in the air like a pronouncement. He stole my laptop. She stared at me, wide-eyed, as if I'd sprouted a second head. He didn't steal it. I gave it to him, without my permission, and now he won't return it. That's theft, Amelia. Legally, that's exactly what it is. You're being ridiculous. This is going to ruin his life over a stupid laptop. Then he should return my laptop. Simple solution. She grabbed her keys, the sound of metal jingling angrily. I can't believe you're doing this. She stormed out, the front door slamming with such force that a picture frame on the wall tilted precariously. She didn't come back that night. She didn't answer my texts asking where she was. Update 2, Sunday evening. Amelia returned. She looked utterly spent, her eyes red-rimmed and swollen as if she'd been crying for hours, her usually impeccable hair disheveled. She sank into the kitchen chair opposite me, not bothering with a greeting. Alex got arrested, she whispered, her voice barely audible. I said nothing, just waited. He got pulled over this morning for a broken taillight. They ran his name and arrested him right there on the warrant. He's in county jail now. He can't afford bail. It's set at 10,000 credits, and he doesn't have it. He's going to lose his job. They won't hold his position if he doesn't show up Monday. Where's my laptop, Amelia? She looked at me as if I'd slapped her. Are you kidding me? That's all you care about. Where is it, Amelia? My voice was a low, insistent hum. I don't know. He really doesn't know where it is. He's been looking everywhere. That's his problem. Why are you being like this? This is so out of proportion. It's just a laptop. It's just a thing. No. I countered, the calmness finally cracking. It's not just a laptop. It's my property, my files, my privacy, my memories. And you gave it to someone without asking me. And now he's pretending he lost it. He's not pretending. Why would he lie about that? What would be the point, Amelia? He has a previous fraud charge. The cops told me when they ran his record. Did you know that? She went utterly pale, her gaze dropping to her clasped hands. That was years ago. It was a mistake. You knew? He told me about it when we were dating. He made a dumb mistake when he was younger, took something from a previous employer, got caught. It doesn't mean he's a fraudster now. People change. He stole my laptop. He didn't. Oh my God, you're insane. You filed a police report and got him arrested, and now he's in jail, and you don't even care about what happens to him. Her voice rose to a near shout. I care about getting my property back. That's it. She pushed back her chair, the legs scraping loudly against the polished floor. I can't do this. I can't be with someone who's this vindictive and cold. Then leave, I stated, the words sounding hollow even to my own ears. She packed a bag, haphazardly throwing clothes inside, grabbed her toiletries from the bathroom, and left to stay with her friend, Chloe. I didn't hear from her for 2 days. The apartment felt vast, empty, and strangely peaceful. Update 3. Tuesday afternoon. Another call from Detective Reyes. Quick update. We got a search warrant for Thorne's apartment approved this morning. Went in with 2 other officers. Found your Chronomark 7 in his bedroom closet, in a backpack, hidden pretty deliberately under some clothes and shoes. We're processing it as evidence right now, but you'll get it back within the week. Also, the district attorney's office is reviewing charges. Since the property value exceeds the threshold, and we have evidence he knowingly kept it and lied about its location, they're considering felony theft charges. He'll have a hearing in a few weeks once he posts bail or gets a public defender. Wait, you found it in his apartment. The revelation hit me with a jolt. Yeah, not lost, hidden. Pretty clear. He knew exactly where it was. We took photos, documented everything. You'll get a copy of the report. Thank you, Detective. Seriously. She hung up. I sat there for a long minute, the implications settling over me. Not lost, but stolen. Deliberately. He had lied to both of us. Then I texted Amelia immediately. Police found the laptop. It was hidden in his closet. She didn't respond for hours. I went through my day, worked, came home, made dinner. Finally, around 8 p.m., her reply came. What? They searched his place with a warrant. It was in his closet, in a backpack, hidden under clothes. He didn't lose it. He kept it. That doesn't make sense. Why would he do that? He lied to you, Amelia. To both of us. 3 dots appeared and disappeared on my screen for what felt like an eternity. Then, I need to talk to him. He's in jail, I replied. No further response. I tried calling once, but it went straight to voicemail. Final update. It's been 3 weeks now. Alex took a plea deal. He pleaded guilty to misdemeanor theft instead of the felony, paid a fine of 5,000 credits, got 2 years probation, and had to pay restitution for my laptop 2,500 credits, which I ended up donating to a local charity that provides tech education to underprivileged kids. His prior warrant was also resolved as part of the deal, but it added another 6,000 credits in fees and fines. Then there were his lawyer costs. A public defender would have been free, but he'd apparently hired a private attorney, thinking it would help. All in, he was out over 20,000 credits by the time everything was settled. Amelia found out the details through mutual friends. She finally texted me last Friday night. What did you do? I filed a police report for my stolen laptop. That's it. He lost his job, Ethan. He's broke. His life is ruined. Are you happy now? He stole my laptop and lied about it repeatedly. Actions have consequences. I can't believe I ever thought you were a good person. I can't believe you gave my laptop to your ex without asking, and then defended him when he lied to both of us. I can't believe you chose him over me. He made a mistake. He committed a crime. There's a difference. She blocked me after that. Moved out completely the following week while I was at work. Took all her stuff. Left her key on the counter with no note. Didn't say goodbye. Her friend Chloe sent me a text saying she'd gotten everything and I shouldn't contact Amelia anymore. I didn't plan to. I got my laptop back last Tuesday. Everything was intact. He'd apparently tried to factory reset it, but didn't know about the BIOS password I'd set, so nothing was erased. My files were fine, encrypted folders untouched, photos still there. It was like he'd barely used it, just kept it. I haven't heard from Amelia since she blocked me. Mutual friends say she and Alex are talking again, that she's been visiting him, helping him figure out his probation requirements. I honestly don't care anymore. The past few weeks have been a crucible, burning away years of ingrained passivity. I've realized the importance of setting boundaries, of valuing my own space and property, and of understanding that trust, once broken, leaves fissures that are almost impossible to mend. The man who texted, "No problem. I'll handle it," was a shadow of the man I am now. I acted decisively, not out of vindictiveness, but out of a newfound sense of self-respect. The Emberwood skyline still sparkles outside my window, but now I see it differently. I'm looking at smaller apartments, closer to the Nexus Core Solutions campus. A fresh start. This time, I'll be the one charting the current, not just drifting along. The experience with Amelia and Alex, though painful, has been a potent catalyst. It forced me to confront a deep-seated people-pleasing tendency, to assert my boundaries, and to finally understand that my peace of mind and the integrity of my personal space are non-negotiable. I'm still learning, still growing, but I'm no longer just existing. I'm living, with a clearer vision of who I am and